So you want to be an accountant. Congratulations! The field of accounting is one of the most exciting, changing, and challenging areas of business in today's marketplace. Technology like blockchain, artificial intelligence, and automation is causing accountants to become more of an advisor than a number cruncher. Accountants will bridge the gap between data and clients and act as interpreters, and I cannot wait until you join in on the fun. While you are in college, I have 4 tips for you that I hope you apply. All of these tips are things that I did not do in my college career, and I hope you can learn from my mistakes and that these tips will help prepare you for the world of accounting. The first thing is to study, study, study. Accounting students are smart, usually smart enough to pass classes with minimal studying. At least that is my story. One of the things that I regret the most was not studying the material to learn, but studying the material to pass a test. The thing I realized after I graduated was that the material actually mattered in the field that I was pursuing. I had to research things that I should have known because of that test mentality that I had. The skills you learn to pass the tests are actually skills you will need to help clients with needs and issues that they have. The second tip I have is to make sure you know which degree you are getting. My school had 2 versions of the accounting degree. One ended up with 150 hours, which made you immediately eligible to receive your CPA license upon completion of experience and the exam. The other was a 120-hour program, which is what I was on. I graduated, but I had to return to get my master's degree to attain the hour requirement for the CPA license. There are other ways to accomplish this, like doing a double major, but make sure you finish all of your school at one time, then you don't have to go back. One skill that I did not hone was the networking skill. I did not join any fraternities, did not go to any expo events, did not attend any professional gatherings. The only thing I remember is going to a required accounting seminar class where I learned how to hold a plate, a cup, and a napkin in such a way to be able to shake people's hands. However, I never went to the places that actually use those skills. Do not follow in my footsteps. My brother did not become an accountant, but he was much more active in networking while in college, and it has served him well in advancement and job opportunities. Make sure to focus your attention on networking events that will benefit you in the search for your accounting position and not just any networking event. The last tip I have for you is to embrace speech classes. I hated speech class. In fact, I had to sign up for it multiple times because I would keep dropping it. Public speaking was a nightmare. Now I wish I had focused more on the subject of public speaking and honed my craft early. These days, I have to speak all the time, to professionals, to board members, to audit committees, to employees, to fellow partners, to you, and I wish I was better at it. I have gotten better, but using speech class as a springboard for practicing would have been a great start.
I actually have 2 sons that are attending the University of Georgia, and one just accepted a full-time position in public accounting. So my advice to him and others would include, number 1, realize that mistakes are often steps to future success. Everybody makes mistakes, but the key is to learn from them so that they're not repeated. Second, I would say relationships are everything. Start building them now with your peers, as soon they will be decision makers. Each day, set time aside to think about how you can continually provide value to all of your contacts while listening to their needs. And third, when starting your accounting career, try to be part of a team that provides access to many different industries and service lines as possible. Once you see what part of accounting you're passionate about, work to become an expert in that area, and soon your career will benefit.
In my opinion, an accounting student should start thinking about their resume in the first couple of years they're in college. What I like to see on an accounting resume is clubs that you belong to, offices that you have held, including but not limited to the honor societies, charitable activities that you've been involved in, and internships that you've had. Belonging to clubs demonstrates personal skills. If you are an officer of the club, this demonstrates leadership skills. Charitable activities show character. Of course, high grades do demonstrate hard work as well as knowledge of the subject matter. Internships add a whole new perspective. They help the student to determine which facet of accounting they might enjoy most. It is most beneficial to have more than one internship in order to have more information to determine the precise area of accounting you would prefer. In my opinion, you prepare the best resume by thinking about it and building it along the way. This will enable you to determine what you like and what you don't like and help you move towards your perfect job.
I've concluded that you either get accounting or you don't. So if you're an accounting student that gets accounting, who is looking forward to a career in public accounting, I have some advice as you prepare to enter the workforce. First, know the industry. I think the most important thing is to get educated about the types of firms that are out there. They're not all the same. There are large firms, small firms, highly specialized firms, and boutique firms. There are traditional, established, and high-structure firms, and younger, more flexible, and innovative firms. CPA firms often take on the personalities of their leading partners, and this leads to a great variety between CPA firms and their cultures. Because of this, and secondly, you should know yourself. It's important to be introspective so that you can try to make the best decision about what type of firm will be the best fit for you. Do you want to be a master of your craft or a jack of all trades? Some accountants focus on an aspect of accounting such as audit or tax, and some only then in certain industries, so they can become known as a highly trusted knowledge specialist. Others seek to try to gain experience in a lot of industries and areas of accounting, seeking to become a well-rounded, dynamic problem solver who sees the bigger picture. Do you know what you want to be? How many hours do you want to work? Not all CPA firms subscribe to the 80-hour work week concept, so don't assume that's how it has to be for you. Do you love to work and plan to work as many hours as possible to advance your career? Some firms will appreciate and reward this. Or do you value a family-like atmosphere and a strong work-life balance? There are plenty of successful firms which want this for you as well. Do you have an outgoing personality and want to have a strong client-facing role with a CPA firm? Or is the only thing appealing about accounting the math and the numbers? All personality types have a role in a CPA firm, but some services may lend themselves more to one or the other. For instance, auditors find themselves face-to-face quite regularly with their clients, and being more outgoing can be a big plus. There are many kinds of firms and many kinds of accountants, but the answers about what kind of firm you want to join and what kind of accountant you want to be cannot always be known until after you start your career. This is okay. Many people don't know the answers at first. And so, finally, what I think is most important is that you join a firm with good people that will mentor you, give you honest feedback, and empower you to discover your path. You may ultimately find that as long as you are satisfied with your work, enjoy the people and clients you work with, and trust the leadership of the firm, everything else doesn't matter quite so much.
So one of my biggest tips for any accounting students is to get an internship. By getting an internship, you're going to get a firsthand feel for how CPA firms work, especially if you're interested in working in public accounting. It's important to know what you're getting into. Just even going through one busy season with a public accounting firm is going to help you understand the nature of the business. It also opens the doors for you to make connections with partners or other CPA firms. Just in general, that will help you after you graduate to start your career and really just know what you want to do. When you're interning with a CPA firm, you're going to get a lot of valuable work experience that will help you actually apply the things that you're learning at school. So a lot of times for me, I've found that it's easier to actually do what you're learning instead of just reading what you're learning. So by getting an internship, you will also be able to navigate which departments you're most interested in. Do you like tax? Do you like audit? Are you more interested in general monthly accounting? By trying out each department, or at least a specific department, you will just be able to get your feet wet and get some experience and understand if that's truly something you want to keep doing. A lot of times, if you actually excel at your internship, there's a really great chance that they might offer you a job after your internship is done, or a job that will start after you actually graduate. That can be really important because they already understand your personality, how you work, things that you like, and you can decide if this is something that you actually want to go forth and do. When you're taking interviews and doing interviews at multiple places, you are still taking a risk because you don't always know what the culture of the firm is. And by interning there, you always will know how they operate or what their expectations are. And you get the choice then if that's something you actually want to continue or have a part of your life. It's really important in the public accounting field to have confidence in public speaking. It's important to not only be able to speak to your peers and to your coworkers and some of the partners at your firm, but most importantly, it's really important to understand and be able to speak with clients. Building relationships with clients is going to be how you do excel at your career. Clients are the backbone of everything that you do. So you want to be able to talk with them, build relationships, build the trust with them. And a lot of that comes from just how you explain things or discuss things with them and build that relationship. Even if you're not offered a job after you finish your internship, having an internship at a CPA firm will always look really great on your resume. Personally, as someone who is really involved in hiring, I love to see people that have done internships because they already understand how a firm works. They understand how to enter time, and just the basics of happenings that happen at a CPA firm is already taken care of.
The two pathways generally are to work in private accounting or in public accounting. Public accounting is CPA firm, and private accounting is any private or really any company that needs an accountant. With public accounting, a lot of the CPA firms offer internships to juniors in college, and that gives them the opportunity to spend a couple of months working in a CPA firm to see what it's all about. It also gives the CPA firm the ability to see some potential candidates for hiring. Once you go to work for a CPA firm, and this is the way I looked at it when I started with a big firm, is you've got two options. One is to move up the ladder and eventually become a partner with a CPA firm, or you can jump off into industry. And the advantage of working for a CPA firm is you see all kinds of different industries. The variety is incredible. And you may find that you really like real estate or banking or whatever. And after a couple of years working with a CPA firm, if you get your CPA license, it puts you in a much better position to get a job in an industry that you're interested in. There's three basic divisions in a CPA firm. Auditing is doing financial statement audits of companies, both public and private, and that's giving a certification to the year-end financial statements. It's required of all public companies, and a lot of private companies have to have them also. So the tax specialty is just basically what we call the compliance aspect, which is preparing the tax returns, and the consulting area, which is helping clients with a variety of options they have, and it's a more creative aspect of working for a CPA firm than auditing. Starting with a CPA firm with the idea that you may want to jump off into industry is exactly what I did. I did not think I would stay with the CPA firm that I started with, and although I really liked them and I was doing well, but after 5 years I decided that real estate development was something I was interested in, and I went to work for a large real estate developer. Actually, it was more of a small developer doing a lot of large things, and unfortunately, they had gone through a financial crisis where they didn't have good books and records, and they got ahead of themselves and borrowed too much money, and they had a crisis, and they went to the CPA firm I was working for and said, "We need some help," and there I was, and so I went to work and got things under control. In the particular situation I was in, I was eventually going to be part of ownership in several of the developments that were done. Each real estate development is generally done in a separate entity. I was given the possibility of becoming a 5-10% partner in the new development. So the idea of getting rich quick at a young age was certainly an incentive, and it was really fun taking on this challenge of straightening out this company that was losing $1 million a year, and after I left after 2 years, they were making $1 million a year. Back in my day, there was only one option if you were going to leave one of the large firms, and that was to go into industry because there weren't any large quality local CPA firms. That's all changed over the years. But so all of my friends that left the big firm went into industry to generally become a controller, leading to CFO, VP of finance, and that route. If a student is majoring in accounting and they have a particular feel for something that they really want to get into, let's say venture capital, investment banking, financial consulting, real estate development, on and on and on, and they really know that they have a passion for a particular industry, then it might well be that they don't need to go the CPA firm route to jump off into that industry.